right, back on the row here, Super Bowl 56, the LA Football Network. We got a local legend here from right in the LA area. Did stuff with Last Chance U on Netflix. Now does the Slapdick Podcast, the Slapdick Whiskey we'll talk about. But Coach JB, Jason Brown, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, how you guys doing? Appreciate it.
Doing well. Let's see that ring real quick. I didn't even see you flash that when you walked up, so right now.
Oh, yeah. If it's not on your mind, it ain't on your finger.
That's right. I like it. So, well, talk to me first about your podcast, Slapdick Podcast.
Yeah, man.
You've been growing that thing. It's a lot of fun. I love listening to it.
We're getting it growing. I'm a one-man band, man. Pat McAfee being on there every week helped me grow it a little bit. And it's getting YouTube getting bigger and bigger. So we're now I'm going to push it 5 days a week. And start to try to really do that. Because I was doing it for shits and giggles, man. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really my thing. I never wanted to do it. But now I got some sponsors and people interested. So yeah, now I'm trying to do it 5 days a week. And they set up my office at the house, pretty much a studio type deal. And so it's nice. It's getting there. We're trying to grow it and see how it ends up. But, it's Slapdick Podcast, man. I talk about whatever.
Yeah. No, I love it. I listen all the time. So when you were on Pat Show, I remember you were live on Pat Show, and weren't you doing something with like a can or you invented, or no, you were talking about 40s. You're talking about Mickey's liquor.
Big Mouth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember doing Mickey's.
Yeah. I forgot what show that was. I was on a show every week for college for about 15 weeks.
Okay. I don't know what episode, but I just remember talking Mickey's.
I remember.
I grew up drinking Mickey's.
It was something. Yeah, man. I grew up Mickey's too. So Mickey's Big Mouth. They didn't know nothing about it, man. It was crazy. So I had to hip them to it.
Is that a West Coast thing, Mickey's?
I think so.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we had them in Nebraska. That's where.
Yeah, I grew up in Colorado, and I had them too.
Yeah, I think it is. Man. But after you pass Colorado, that's still considered West.
Yeah, exactly.
Then it turns Midwest. So.
Yeah. So on the Slapdick Podcast, though, is it primarily football? Obviously, that's your background. Or you do
it's not really football at all, man. I talk, but it's kind of whatever, man. I kind of just talk about whatever. I interact with the chat and stuff now that it's growing a little bit. Mm-hmm. I started off, man. I only started YouTube like a year and a half ago, and so now it's already grown a little bit, and now we're getting get a couple hundred people in there. That's like big. It was like 8. Yeah. But no, YouTube's so hard to grow, man.
So the algorithm is the worst.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm learning a little bit from Pat and the boys and trying to figure out how to grow that a little bit. So now I'm getting the chats a little bigger, and so I engage with them guys, man. And now I'm taking live video calls if you're a member. So remember, you can call in live, but it takes some nuts and guts, man. Because a lot of cats, you'd be surprised. I would think I get a lot. Yeah, shit, they're scared to call in, man. They'll be the ones that tweet you. You're shitty, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
They'll tweet you, but then
of course they won't go up to you.
Yeah.
How'd you get to know Pat?
I've known Pat a few years now, man. They reached out to me when the show came out, and so we hit it off instantly, pretty much, and pretty much from there. So
I'm sure you get this all the time, so you're probably sick of answering it, but just the Slapdick Mantra. Tell our audience where that came from and what that's about.
Slapdick is a term, man. I think military used. Mm-hmm. My dad used it in the Korean War. So shit. That was in the 60s. Yeah. My coaches all called us that. We all grew up being called that. So I didn't invent the word at all, no means, but I have trademarked it now.
Smart.
It's yours.
Hey, I made it sexy, so screw it. I'm gonna run with it. So I branded everything after that, man. And it's a hard brand, man, because in this soft society we're in, Total Wine, Bevmo, they love it, won't carry it. Really? Even though they have a whiskey in there they carry called Cold Cock.
They have Chicken Cock too.
Yeah.
And it's a rooster holding his dick, but they won't hold Slapdick. So I'm like, really? But I said that shit's horrible, by the way, and my shit's good.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I already knew that going in.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had some. But we're in 10 states and liquor stores right now. We're online, obviously, and we just made a deal with about 7 more states.
Okay.
It's an agave-based whiskey.
It's the only one in the world. It's one of one.
Wow. So
we took a 5-age barrel Kentucky-based whiskey, 190 proof. We dumbed it down to 90 proof with water, and we blended it with agave after we fermented it. We did everything that we wanted to do, the flavor we liked. And they hated me, man, because I was like, dude, you reached out to me. I'm not doing it unless it's fucking good. And so they were like, God damn, cool. We blended it about 26 times until I liked it. And then I was like, well, that right there might be different. And everyone, it's just like podcasting, man. It's so hard to get in and create yourself, separate yourself. And it's the same with whiskey, man. You're going to compete with Maker's Mark and Jack Daniels and fucking, then you got every swinging dick, Peyton Manning, Terry Bradshaw, Charles Woodson. Everybody has their own shit now.
Yeah.
And I said, man, I'm not going to be that guy. Let's make it different, because everybody's going to. Conor McGregor, his shit is horrible, right?
Oh, yeah.
So his whiskey's
12?
horrible.
Yeah, it is not.
But it's his name. He sold billions of dollars worth of it. Like, he sold it. And so, like, it's just, that's going to last so long. And people that buy it don't buy it again. And so you buy my shit, you keep buying it, man. I love it. And we just don't have that name yet. So once we get it going, I think we're getting stores. Kansas, Oklahoma, every liquor store has it. They sold out in a day.
Nice.
Both states. Tennessee just got it in every store. I'm sure that'll sell out.
I feel you got to be next to like college campuses, and that's
the next thing. Yeah. So we're trying to get into New York,
brand name,
Jersey, Florida, Texas. We're trying to get in those states right now because they're big liquor states.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do. You want to get around. That's a thought we've been thinking about, trying to go on a tour during college football season.
Oh, it'd be great.
Oh, that's smart.
And just do a taste testing deal.
Yeah.
Get into a motorhome with Slapdick on it.
Yeah.
And drive around. That's kind of been a deal we're thinking about.
That'd be great. I mean, we can talk business after, but we need a whiskey sponsor at LA Football Network.
Okay,
so I didn't look in. So
there's no other one like this.
If you need some promotion there, we'll talk about that.
No doubt.
I think that'd be fun though. A tour, getting on, podcasting,
no doubt,
just being on
live,
campuses. Yeah,
kids,
live.
Yeah.
That'd be a blast.
Yeah, that's something we're thinking about. Plus the cigar line I have, Slapdick cigars as well.
Yeah.
So they'll be back out a new Cuban cigar on March 1st.
Do you
great one? Do
you just still in like Kentucky, or are you in California, or where's your
San Diego?
San Diego. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So Charles Woodson.
Yeah.
E40.
Bay Area. Yeah.
A couple of other famous celebrities. We all same distillery.
Okay. Cool.
So we all met and meet and talk. Charles his bourbon's getting out there big. It's starting to grow. His name, obviously. He got it into the Raiders Stadium, obviously, and that's growing now. He's out there. So we're trying to get in Vegas too. So it's a good deal, man.
Yeah.
But we're in San Diego.
Cool. So where, just so we know, since we're the LA Football Network, where in LA is it sold? Is it? You said obviously not.
Yeah, it's not in, man. California liquor laws are so crazy.
Crazy.
So California, my home state, we can't get in yet. But we are online, obviously. CoachJBStore.com.
Okay.
And you can buy it online. You get it in 3 days.
Cool.
You can buy it online, and then we are in a liquor store in Long Beach. Ambassador Liquor on 4th Street.
I used to live in Long Beach on 4th Street, so
really?
I know Ambassador.
Yeah.
4th and Gaviota, baby.
Oh,
shout out.
Yeah. So I got a place on Ocean and Orange. But
Okay.
So the liquor, the whiskey is there. That's the only store here because he's an independent distributor. Other than that, you got to wait and get a big distribution, and you got to go through all the damn licenses.
No, yeah. California.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's great. Well,
everybody wants their piece, man.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I got all my buddies live in Long Beach, so I'll send them to Ambassador after this, and we'll put that link in that description for Coach's shop. But
no doubt.
Talk a little football, I guess. That's why we're here. Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What do you? Were you surprised the Bengals made the Super Bowl?
No, if you go back and look, I'm on record on ESPN and on my show. I picked the Bengals to play the Rams.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Preseason?
Preseason,
No shit.
Holy cow!
Probably the only one, man. Everybody,
for sure.
Everybody that listens and knows that I've said it, they all like, "Hey, Coach JB picked it." But yeah, I picked it 7 months ago.
Damn. So what was it about the Bengals that stood out?
Because Burrow and those receivers, I think, in my opinion, they're just playing street ball and they have no fear or worries in life. They're not supposed to be there. And I said, dude, these guys are dangerous. Just watch.
Yeah.
I knew their pass rush was legit. And I said, if they can get through KC, can sustain Patrick Mahomes killing their secondary, I figured they could be all right. And they did that. And I think they're going to get obliterated, though. So I picked the Rams to win it 7 months ago. I'm sticking with it, obviously.
Big point spread.
I just don't think that. I think Burrow's going to look as rookie as you can look.
Interesting. Yeah.
And his last game, which is unfortunate, but that's just the truth. You don't face a D-line and a secondary like he's about to play. See, he's been facing decent D-lines and getting sacked 9 times, all that crazy shit. But you don't have the DBs now to cover up that space where you can get the ball out quick now. Even though you're getting sacked, the next play you can get it out quick and make a play, which he did versus Tennessee. The Rams aren't going to have that.
Yeah.
Ramsey's going to travel with Chase. You're going to double Higgins. And if they don't have their tight end, they're going to really struggle mightily. I don't think Mixon's going to get loose.
Yeah.
And on the other end, I think Higbee's going to kill their backers. And I think their boot waggle game is going to really put pressure on Cincinnati's D ends play. I think that Cincinnati's D ends are very, very good. If McVay don't screw it up and throw the ball every 3 downs, if they run the football with Akers and put pressure on the D line quick and fast with Akers' speed, and then throw boot waggles and then try to hit them deep every once in a while, I think they'll control the pace and it'll really slow those pass rushers down for Cincinnati, which is their strength. Hendrickson and then I think the Rams. I just don't think Cincinnati's faced a team like this.
Yeah.
With the D line and the DB play. That's what wins football games at any level. You got D line and DBs.
Yep.
The backers could be horrible. It doesn't matter. Rams backers are average as shit.
Oh yeah.
So the backers play don't help win no games. It never has.
And that's what we saw.
Ray Lewis didn't win a Super Bowl by himself.
No. You got Ed Reed. You got some good backing guys. You got some
the
good front
D line pretty much freed all those backers up every snap.
Yeah. Yeah. When the second level's wide open like that.
Lawrence Taylor's probably the only dude that really won a Super Bowl single-handedly controlling the game, but he played the edge though. See, it's different.
Yeah.
And then the only success I talked about it yesterday on my show, the Bengals' best success I think is they're gonna have to run some RPOs to slow down the D line and those backers, get them to commit to the run game with the play fakes and try to hit them over the middle. But if they don't have the tight end, I just think you're going to have a lot of man coverage with Ramsey and those DBs forwarding them, and you're going to struggle on getting guys open. Yeah. So you're going to have to pick and choose who are we going to go with that's not getting doubled. So Ramsey's on his island with whoever. Mm-hmm. You're going to double Higgins or
Chase. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the other one?
Tyler Boyd is
Boyd. Yeah. You're going to double one of those two, and then who you have left. Now, if you had the tight end, it would help, but I don't know if he's healthy.
Yeah, I don't.
They may suit him up.
He took off his brace yesterday in front of the fans, but I think that's for if anything, he plays 10 plays as a decoy. I don't think he's doing much.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Higbee becomes a big factor. Yeah. And then they do double cup on the other side. I think OBJ has a huge game. Mm-hmm. He's kind of coming his own, and now you have too many issues to defend over there.
Yeah, well, and I think with everything everyone's talked about Stafford, and I'd love to get your opinion, obviously, but he's not throwing 3 interceptions in this game like Ryan Tannehill did. Ryan Tannehill doesn't throw 3 picks. Yeah. Tennessee probably moves on in that game.
Yeah,
I don't think Stafford's doing that with even some of his up and down play this
year. Even if he does, they're good enough to recover from that. Yeah, Tennessee wasn't. Yeah. Tennessee's not that dynamic, especially with that AJ Brown and Julio. That was their first game together back in that game. Mm-hmm. Those 3 playing together in 8 weeks. Yeah. This game is a little different. You throw a pick for Stafford, I don't think it affects him anymore. He's done it now. He had the crucial turnover, fumble in Tampa game that could have easily lost that game at the end. Then we're talking about Brady again. But I think he can recover from a pick now, and I think he's got tough enough skin to say, "That ain't shit. We'll come back and hit you for 80 over the top with Cooper."
And they did.
So I think he has that confidence right now that and like I said, I've always said Stafford's a top 10 ball thrower of all time, in my opinion. But it sure helps when you got dudes around you.
Yeah.
We had Megatron coach. Yeah, okay. We had one dude. He had no defense. He had no anything ever. No structure. It's shit. People the novice fans says crazy shit all the time, man. It blows my mind. And I'm like, dude, before I talk to you, just send me your resume. If I fucking don't see your resume, I don't want to talk to you.
Well, I've seen former players say that, and I didn't get it. I've seen former DBs saying that. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Because NFL players do not know football.
Yeah, okay.
So people don't know that. So when you're a player, and I can talk to good friends of mine, they'll tell you, we don't know what the fuck the 3 technique was when we played. We knew where we lined up. We knew our responsibility. But unless they get into coaching later, now I do say this generation of players are learning more technical, fundamental, and what actually things are called. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, though, man, line up, dude. You got quarterback, you got running back. Like there was responsibilities. That's why they never ran option in the NFL for so long.
Yeah.
Plus the quarterback being paid so much. But at the same time, a lot of players, just so you know, the best players make for the worst coaches.
Yeah.
So tell me a coach that played that's good.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So, and look at the players, look at the coaches that never played, who are pretty good.
Yeah, because if you're good,
Charlie Weiss never played.
Yeah.
This guy that just got fucking hired by the Dolphins never played.
Yeah.
That's a
Like
joke hire to
Danielson.
me, but it is what it is, man. It's who you know. It ain't what you know.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you from a coaching perspective, what do you think of this current cycle of the coaching carousel?
It's a joke, man. It's
Yeah.
recycled business. That's what it is, man.
it's all who you know.
It's all who you
Like
know,
in everything in
man.
life, sadly, but
I mean, no offense. You think McVay's coaching if his daddy wasn't who he was? Or Shanahan? Or I can go on and on. You think Belichick's sons are better than
oh yeah, Steve.
I know about
Great mulligan.
I know about 20 I know about 20 coaches that can coach secondary better than his son can.
Yeah.
Or is it Belichick's defense and structure? I don't think it's his son. I think you can throw me and you there coach him and the backers in secondary. But he has two sons coaching.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Nepotism is a real thing. People don't want to agree to that. But it is. And look at all these guys that are coaching right now. Look at everybody that's getting jobs or somebody's son or related.
So if any, who is like your favorite current coach?
My favorite current coach right now?
Yeah.
Man, I love Harbaugh.
Love Harbaugh.
Love Andy Reid. I love Andy. I just don't think Andy's a California guy. And Andy's a great dude, man. But he's a I think he's a old school cut from the same cloth, man. As far as let's get the best players. If they have a past, we don't care. We're in the NFL. We're not in college. We're not.
Yeah.
We don't have to apologize for their actions. NFL is the big boy league. It's the man's league. And I don't think he cares. He gets the best players, whether they have fucking domestic violence, fucking DUI. It doesn't matter with Andy. He gets them in there. But I think it's bit him in the ass now a little bit more than he probably would have liked.
Yeah.
Even the kid that got Arnett or whatever.
Yeah.
Look at that shit. A certain amount of time, the shitbird's going to end up screwing you, man. And one bad apple ruins the whole bat sometimes. But when you're in the NFL and you've had the success he's had, a lot of guys do come in and fall in line too, like Belichick's had. Look at how many people he's had come through. BA, I love what he does. But I don't know, man. McVay's been to 2 Super Bowls. He's 36 years old. We'll see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do also agree that coaching's very, very overrated. And
I've been saying that.
you think McVay is in 2 Super Bowls if he was the coach of the fucking Chargers?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? It matters.
Yep.
Dudes matter.
Oh yeah.
Dudes matter, no
I
question.
say that all the time, and I get hate for it. So everyone wants to blame the coach right off the bat, but it's like I think there's a lot more that goes into it.
Yeah, Jimmy's and Joe's, not X's and O's.
Yeah. Exactly.
Coach JB, what is your take on kind of the Flores situation and the lawsuit? And I know you've never been shy about your opinion on hard topics, and what's sort of your take overall on the whole situation?
Man, it's a screwed up deal, man. I talked to a lot of black coaches that I've known real close. Obviously, growing up, how I grew up. I think I'm validated in discussing it. I talk about it all the time. I have no issue, and I think everyone knows that I can talk about it. But so I loved what he did initially. Now that Lovey got hired and then him and his lawyers came back with a statement, to me it looks like he's a little salty. I think that's a bad look on him. If you're going to sue the NFL, sue him. Don't go on ESPN with your lawyers. That's like cardinal sin 1 when you're in a lawsuit, but he did it. It's each his own. I just think, I question him and then Hugh, good friend of mine, Hugh Jackson, comes out and says similar things. Now he's recanted since all the NFL owners have come out and basically said you're lying, which we knew they were going to do. This is a good old boy business and network, and it's strong. It's stronger than Brian Flores and anyone else, by that matter. Those owners are billionaires with long money.
Yeah,
and it's going to be hard to crack that. And Flores, in my opinion, he beat Belichick 3 times in a row. Like, he won 8 games in a row in the NFL. It's hard to do. He did a good job, I think. I don't think he would deserve to be fired, but I do know some coaches on that staff, and I understand why he was, because he's a coach that wants to win and demand the best from his players. And in this generation and in this soft culture we're in, even in the NFL now, oh, no, he yelled at me. He did this, he did that. Even their coaches. So they look for anything to get him out. Then what happened with the whole Belichick tax and all that crap, I think it pissed him off enough. But I tell black coaches all the time, I said, dude, Marvin Lewis and these other people, I'm like, why I had Marshall on my show, and I'm like, why would you interview? And then they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, stop with this Rooney bullshit is don't take the token interview.
That's interesting.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't take it. And it's like, dude, 70% of the league's black played. 89% of the league is white coached. And 100% of it's white owned. And I'm like, don't take the token interview. You have agents. See, people don't realize we all agent knows. Marshall straight told him everything. And the next day you name McCarthy as the head coach. Like, you don't, that's not how coaching hiring works.
Yeah.
Like, you don't name a guy a day after everyone interviewed.
If he's a serious candidate.
Yeah, like, come on, dude, you knew already. So why'd you take it? And Marvin's defense and these other brothers' defenses is, well, JB, we have to take it for the young coaches to understand. And I go, I get that too. Like, we have to take the interview too. We're also screwed. You know what I mean? We're in a bad situation. So it's a fucked up deal, man, in my opinion. Black fire sooner than white coaches, white counterpart. That's a fact.
Right.
Unless you're a good old boy and get in that circle. You know who's in that circle? Lovie Smith. He rehire. Like, why didn't you hire Caldwell?
Right.
He won that fucking lands. His tree is horrible. Not one of them has ever won anything as a head coach. Matricia replaced Caldwell and was fucking horrible. And Caldwell's in there. Like, and you got rid of him. Matricia got years than Caldwell had as a winner.
Right.
It's
He was
like,
so
dude,
bad.
it's a slap in the face at some point. When are you going to say enough's enough? And let's not take the token interview, and let's make these cats earn. Let's earn their, make them have to interview us. You know what I mean? They're not making them right now. They're just taking them. And
So we were talking about Bieniemy the other day, talking about why he hasn't been hired. He's got a good track record, coached with some of the best people in the NFL.
Leftwich too.
Yeah, and Byron Leftwich as well, talking about him. Why aren't they getting the opportunities?
because they don't call plays.
Yeah.
Everyone
down
thinks
to.
they do. Y'all think they do. I know. I don't blast them. I blast anyone, but
Sure.
Eric's very involved more than anyone else in the offense. He actually does call some. He actually has all privileges. He actually has a lot of input, but he's not calling the third down play in the last minute of the game.
Yeah. I mean, there's been white
You clearly
coaches that have
see
been
it.
in that same position.
You can clearly see it, but the novice fan, Stephen A, thinks that
Yeah.
and this is, people want to take it to a black and white thing, and I go, listen, I don't care what color you are. The best coach should get the job.
Right.
Unfortunately, the black coach stereotype or stigma, just as it is with black quarterbacks, have a bad rap. And unfortunately, it's like they're the player's coach. So we got to hire them as an assistant.
Yeah.
Not as the head coach. And that is a bad look. And it's a stereotype that is just continuing to grow, and it needs to be nipped in the butt. And the problem is you're going to have to get some black GMs. You're going to have to get some black owners. And until that happens, in my opinion, I think you're just going to continue to face what we see every day and face what we face. But to Eric's defense and Leftwich's defense, Leftwich is my trip advisor when I tripped Marshall, by the way. He's actually younger than me, though.
Yeah.
But to their defense, you just hired a dude that's never even played football or calls plays. He don't call fucking nothing for the Niners.
Yeah.
But people are out there saying he installs and calls the plays. And I'm like, dude, you guys are that ignorant to think Shanahan doesn't call that offense.
Right.
You weren't even born when this saw.
Yeah.
And then I got guys on Twitter telling me that, oh, you don't think he just gets coffee for him? Yeah, I do. They're like, oh, you get coffee? I'm like, yeah, dude, you do. You realize he wasn't born when Shanahan was running this shit, right?
Yeah.
His daddy.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you do understand that. Oh, they just shut it. They don't know. Dude, it's so bad that they think that just because the media pushes a narrative that you see what they say and then you believe it is what kills me. Without doing any research, education, anything, you think people really are doing the things they do. You think McVay lets this guy call plays that just got the job for the Vikings? He don't call a fucking one thing.
Yeah,
you think he's going to
call
call a play Sunday? Watch him. Particularly watch him.
we
Let's see how many plays he calls.
We know he
Yeah.
doesn't call a single play.
So he gets a job.
Right.
So now I have a problem with him getting that job.
Right.
I have a problem with this guy for the Niners getting the Dolphin job over a Flores, over a Caldwell, over even a Eric Bieniemy or a Leftwich, which the player. See, this is the thing. Marshall made a comment to me. This is the thing about it. They say Eric don't interview well because he doesn't speak your language. You think he don't interview well. I've been told I don't interview well because I don't speak your language.
Yeah.
They're putting players on fucking committees.
Yeah. Interesting. Absolutely.
I would guarantee you wouldn't get the hires, or you would get a lot of fight back.
Yeah.
About shit. And then if that ever got in the media, see, they're not going to do that because these owners ain't going to deal with that. Have you seen the new thing about Al Davis? He came out and said Bisaccia wasn't as revered as you thought he was by the players.
Yeah.
That just came out yesterday.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that's a lie.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Because Max Crosby's my guy. Max Crosby's one of my guys. Then they absolutely fucking would run through a wall for the dude.
Yeah.
It seemed that way.
So it's like NFL's persona. It's sexy. You have to have this name, this bravado, and Bisaccia don't have it. But now the young McVay, the model, the fucking with the model girl, and that's the thing you're gonna do in LA too.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're gonna take one of his assistants. You're gonna take one of Shanahan's assistants, who are all with this McVay Gruden tree.
Right.
They're all Gruden tree, really, but people don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think it's a deal. It's a bad deal, but at the same time, it blows my mind when Stephen A. all these big damn people on these platforms say, "Well, why aren't they getting a job?" They're not calling fucking the plays, dude.
Yeah.
But you're pushing the false narrative that they are because he's black, and that's the problem. And I tell black coaches all the time. Black coaches that I talk, that's all I know anyway. They're like, dude, exactly right. He's horrible. Like we know, and the real coaches in the business, black, white, or indifferent, they know who can coach and can't coach.
Right.
But the media pushes that. Oh, well, Eric calls his plays, and well, he's not. Leftwich calls, a percentage.
Yeah.
BA is a fucking coordinator, dude. Like he puts that shit together. Like I don't think Tom Brady learned football from Byron Leftwich. But Stephen A. says that.
Right.
It's dude, you shitting me?
Right.
Tom's older than him.
I don't think Tom's learning much from anything.
Holy shit! I'm like, dude, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So it is what it is, man. I just think it's unfortunate that I think that black coaches need to stop taking the token Rooney interview. We have less black coaches now than we did when the Rooney Rule started.
Yeah.
And I think it's getting worse. And until we say, nah, screw that, we're not even take your fucking interview. I think it's going to continue.
Wow.
Well, I think we got your Super Bowl pick. Your man over here is pointing at his watch here.
I gotcha. At the Rams, and I think it'll be a good game first half,
and then pull away.
And I think they'll pull away. But I'll tell you right now, if whoever can get off the field on third down, or can stay on it, is going to be the telltale.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be the deciding factor on Sunday.
Love it. Well, Coach JB, Slapdick Podcast, Slapdick Whiskey. We'll get the link from you so we can post it as well. So I appreciate you, man.
Really appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you so much.
It was great.
Appreciate you guys.